In this session, we are discussing the process respiration. This is very much interesting indeed, but before beginning, we have an experiment. See, I have taken the test tube with freshly prepared lime water. Now don't get confused with it because it is not the lime water that is prepared from the lemon. It is prepared from saturated calcium hydroxide. Now, I am blowing out the air into it. So, over the time, you can see it turns milky. This is why because the calcium hydroxide is reacted with the carbon dioxide in the air and produced calcium carbonate. And we have mentioned it is freshly prepared, right? See, if we leave it for a while, it takes a long time to absorb the natural carbon dioxide and turns milky. For providing energy from the nutrients, the first step is the breakdown of a 6-carbon molecule, which is glucose, into a 3-carbon molecule called pyruvate. This process is taking place in the cytoplasm. Now, the pyruvate can be converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide and also into carbon dioxide and water. As you can see here, the conversion of pyruvate into ethanol and carbon dioxide is taking place in the yeast during the process fermentation. It is take place in the absence of air. So it is called anaerobic respiration. The conversion of pyruvate into carbon dioxide and water is taking place in the mitochondria. It is taking place in the presence of oxygen. So it is known as aerobic respiration. But there is also one more condition. When you are doing a heavy exercise, have you ever felt very fatigue or cramps in your muscles? This is because of the lack of oxygen in the muscles. See, when you are doing something heavy like this, the pyruvate is converted into lactic acid that will accumulate within the muscle and causes these cramps. We know that both photosynthesis and respiration is taking place in plants. Photosynthesis is the process of making food and respiration is the intake of oxygen, right? The process of respiration is taking place both day as well as night. But it taking place more strongly during the night time because there is no photosynthesis is taking place. When there is no photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide elimination is the major exchange activity that is going on. But during the day, the carbon dioxide generated in the respiration is used for photosynthesis. And that's why it is not recommended to take rest beneath a tree during the night time. Because carbon dioxide elimination is the only process that is taking place there. Here we can see a fish in the pond and a cow. How do the respiration is happening in both of them? As you can see, the terrestrial animal uses the oxygen that is present in the atmosphere. But the aquatic animal need to use the oxygen that is dissolved in the water. The rate of breathing in aquatic animal is much faster than the terrestrial animal because the amount of oxygen dissolved in the water is very much low compared to the amount of oxygen present in the air. Now, the respiration in human beings is further interesting. In human beings, the air enters into the body through nostrils. Nostrils have fine hairs which prevent the entering of dust particles into the body along with the oxygen. As you can see here, the air from the nostril moves through the trachea and enter into a branch tube called bronchi, then into bronchioles and finally into the balloon-like structures called alveoli. This alveoli provides a surface where the gas exchange takes place. See, the walls of alveoli contains numerous blood vessels. So the blood brings the carbon dioxide from rest of the body and also the oxygen present in the alveoli taken up by the blood vessels into different parts of the body. you should always remember one thing, that the lungs always contains a residual volume of air, so that there is a sufficient time for the oxygen to be absorbed and carbon dioxide to be released. Now, let's talk about another interesting fact. Have you heard about the hemoglobin? This is hemoglobin, a respiratory pigment. See, in our body, the gaseous exchange cannot be taken care of by diffusion only. So, the respiratory pigment hemoglobin would take up the oxygen and carry into the tissues where the oxygen is needed.
Hi everyone, I'm your educator. In order to watch high quality content videos, please download Stuid Learning app. Happy learning, guys.